Those dudes are what we call on a break. So, you say again?
We only got the punchline there. What was that? I wanted to laugh at it too. He's one of the funniest men in the country. Performed in over 1,500 shows in 29 countries all over the world. Sugar Sammy is here, pushing the JFL comedy tour, of which you were a host. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you're a comic. Say something funny.
Yeah, right. They just put my punchline in. That's
I know.
it.
What would you recall that? What was the?
I forget. I was just kind of improvising with a couple people in the audience who were just being disruptive. So we put that online. It was great.
You know what? It's almost like people think you belong to them when you're up on stage, right?
Yeah.
You know, they can, if you want to abuse you, they can abuse you, and if you're not being funny enough, they can tell you that.
Yeah, right. I know, but it always you know, the ability to turn it into something funny is probably, you know, part of the job right there. So that's something I like to highlight when I'm putting my stuff online.
The JFL tours, and I'm so glad that Toronto has gotten on board with Just for Laughs in the last couple of years. Those JFL tours, how are they now that they've sort of reached up beyond the borders of Montreal?
Oh, they're great. I mean, the Just for Laughs tours are great because what they do is they effectively showcase some of the best comedians from the festival across the nation. You know, everybody gets to watch Just for Laughs on TV. We grew up watching it. You know, anytime it'd be, you know, whether it be galas or specials, and for the rest of the country to get the tour, I think it's something that's a lot of fun.
Okay, Montreal, they're funny. Like they get funny.
Yeah.
Be honest. We can take it. Does Toronto get funny? Do we understand it?
Despite its corporateness, Toronto is a great comedy city as well. I mean, look, Second City's here.
Yeah.
You get year-long great comedy. You have great comedy clubs over here. JFL 42 is now here as well. So Toronto has some really good comedy audiences, and they're starting to go into different venues. Yeah, for sure.
I've often wondered too about being on tour. Does it become routine, mundane sometimes, or do you feel like you're doing the same old, or how do you keep it fresh? I mean, obviously you have to keep it fresh for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I get to improvise a lot with the audience, so that's fun, especially hosting. You know, that's part of our shtick is you get to welcome the audience, you do, you know, your material, but you get to chat with them as well, and I get to do a lot of local research. Like, you know, we're going into different cities, and Canada, it's such a vast country. From province to province, it's a completely different culture sometimes. So you get to experience that and talk about it on stage, and that becomes an interesting thing as well.
What have you found out about Toronto in some of that research?
I haven't quite had the time to research. I just got in last night, but I'll get to you know, I'll get my time.
Open up the Wikipedia,
yeah, exactly.
and see what comes out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what people are always going to be interested too. So it's a rivalry between Toronto and Montreal as well.
I feel like it comes from Montreal more than it does from Toronto, that rivalry. I feel like Toronto doesn't really pay attention to us as much. They're like, yeah, all right.
Well, we're the center of the universe, and we know that. So,
exactly. Except with hockey.
Well,
look at how quiet it got.
How did Montreal do? How did the Canadians do last season?
Well, when was the last time the Maple Leafs won a cup?
Hey,
I think it was in black and white on TV.
The Stanley Cup is in the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's in Toronto every year.
Yeah, and you can enjoy seeing every other team's name on it. This could go on forever. I'm liking this segment.
Sugar Sammy, part of the JFL comedy tour, sugarsammy.com. Are you on Twitter?
Yes.
What is it?
Sugar Sammy.
All right, Sugar Sammy. He needs to know something about the culture of Toronto. So at Sugar Sammy, tweet him and tell him what he needs to know to load up for Toronto.
Yeah, and where I need to go. I want to go. Yeah, I want to check it out.
Most definitely. Okay, let's go upstairs and check on the news. Here's Melanie.